Like I would never condone. Like
I'm gonna mute you. Mike's back on. Yeah, that was the joke. That's why. That's exactly why I fucking said it. Uh, hey boys, you got my cheese? You got my cheese whiz there, boy? Fucking. Oh boy, tell you what. Thank God we're doing the North today. With that fucking announcement that just broke. We'll open up with it because whoo Nelly did the division get tighter in the NFC North now? Cause yeah, big time trade. Yes, he will. Hold on. I will start this in 2 seconds. All right, cool. All right. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Betting Window on the Nerdport Network. I am your host, Stephen Ron, and we do not condone violence, but we will videotape it and put it on for profit. As well as with me, as always, as oh, we do. Oh, okay. Christian will be joining us soon, but we kick. But we start off the show with semi-breaking news because it broke earlier today as the Dallas Cowgirls have traded Micah Parsons. I mean, listen. There it is. Cowboys traded Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers reportedly are going to sign him for a 4-year, $180 million deal, and 136 million guaranteed. Nope, not in a row. Listen, they could have won 38, but they would have had to plop someplace. They had to give him the old woo woo. Yes, the woo woo. Woo woo. God damn, that's a throwback to an old. Nah, brother, you're gonna get a receipt if you do. Oh boy, where do we? All right, we'll talk about that when Christian gets in it, and when we talk about the NFC, the North, AFC and NFC North. But if you joined us Monday, myself and Ryan, while we were bullshitting, we're talking about Raja Jackson. Pretty much. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll recap it. Right now, but if you've been under a rock, or buried, Rashad Jackson has been in the news, son of Quentin Rampage Jackson, in the news for going into business for himself, let's just say, to quote unquote give a receipt to a independent wrestler for what? Well, I'm just saying, quote unquote, going into business for himself. Let's face it, he fucking tried to kill a guy. I mean, you're not wrong. What is it? So yeah, he double leg takedown this an independent wrestler, Psycho Stu, former military, literally did wrestling to combat his PTSD, and because of circumstances that led throughout the day, led Raja to get pissed off and premeditatedly punched Stu 21 repeated times, to where he allegedly, because I'm hearing it from other people, but I'm just saying allegedly because we don't have proof from Stu or doctor's notes or doctor's report, that he flatlined from choking on his own blood. Now, a lot of people have been coming out, the woodwork, to start talking about this. Yeah. But the other part about this that's kind of been going around is that when we found out Monday about all this, Quentin Rampage Jackson pretty much was backing up his son, saying there was no Like, he was provoked. He knows it's bad, but, like, I mean, he's defending his son. I get that. There are bigger issues going through this that no one's talking about. Like, why the fuck was Raja Jackson allowed in the locker room? Why was he allowed in the locker room in the first place? No one's been able to. Doesn't matter. It's still where the boys hang out in the back. It's still a locker room. He should have never been back there. I've seen people getting changed in fucking shipping containers. Yeah. So, yeah, and Rikishi is liable now for a lot of things. I think that's the least of his worries on that one. Because here's the thing. When somebody comes in the back of the locker room, this is not WWE. This is an independent thing where the boys are trying to stay the boys. Like, it's trying to keep kayfabe. So, if a camera's on them, I mean, Ryan, you can back this up. It's showtime. Stu is gonna be Psycho Stu. He's not gonna be him. He's gonna be his gimmick. Yeah, I don't know his actual. Let me see if I can actually find his actual name. Stuart Smith. Yeah. He got hit with a pop like a tin can, aluminum tin can. Okay, but okay, it's just a beer can, and it was empty. It wasn't like it was full. It wasn't like it was unopened and full. The boys saying, hey, he's not a worker, that's fine. The next question I would have had is why is he in the locker room then? That would have been my question immediately. Yeah. Which, okay, then throughout the day, Stu then tried 3 times to apologize. The apology was never accepted until you had Samu literally go, oh, we'll use you in the show. You can finish something, you can take part of his match and get involved. The word receipt was not used at that time. No, we'll get to that. We'll get to when that was used. Because that's next. AJ Mana then saying, oh, well, you have to get your receipt for the beer incident, so you have to do this and this. You have to pretty much take him out. you have a guy who's already not in the business, is an MMA fighter, and you're telling him what a receipt is. You want a light? Say that again? Yeah. Which then comes out that AJ Mana is been fired, and there looks like there might be some legal actions coming his way. Nothing's been reported yet. I'm just saying it looks like that it's going to be coming his way. So, here's the big part. After this was all done, they decided to come up with the idea. They shook hands. As of right there, that should have been it. Like, okay, you're going to do a spot. The Beef and Squash, you're doing business together. Throughout the day, Raj is talking more shit, psyching himself up, and putting himself in a mindset to where he is not stable. Because there are videos out there saying, I'm going to fuck him up so bad, like I'm going to hurt him. Pretty much, not word for word, but applying that pretty much, I'm going to show no remorse. I'm going to fuck him up. And apparently, this was not known. Apparently, allegedly, his coach and his chat allegedly were egging him on to go full bore. First off, if his coach is fucking egging him on, his coach is a douchebag. Because he was the coach was the one filming, apparently. That was his coach. He went with his coach. I mean, from what I could tell, his coach was his friend too. So, yeah. Meanwhile, he's also saying that, hey, he had a concussion during the whole day. Well, if that's the case, why was he even out doing anything physical? If he had a concussion, why was he okay with doing something physical? While he's psyching himself up, then he goes and does the spot. Stu, listen, as a fan, I'm watching this, and Stu, and Ryan's a worker, so he can back me up on this. Stu gives himself up. Because in Stu's mind, that was going to be the receipt. He was going to take a hard bump, that's it. Well, one thing led to another. Raj comes down and spikes him on the back of his head, knocking him out instantly. Oh yeah, he knew exactly where to drop him. He knew exactly how to angle him. He's an MMA fighter. And then proceeded to rain down 22 unprovoked punches. Now, we say 22, that was the total. 21 of those punches were full-fledged, mounted, I'm going to hurt you punches. The first punch, he didn't get a good grip on. He slipped and missed. for the most part. Which everyone's like, oh, the first punch was a work. You can call it that. Fine. It did because he didn't get... Because then once he got mounted, that's when... Yeah, oh, that was full-blown by accident because then the next 21 punches were straight to the face. Yes. Apparently they started, like, people were starting GoFundMes. Yep. Now, there's one part of this, though, that hasn't really been talked about, and that's what was said after everything happened. Raj going outside, leaving the scene, let's just say that, and saying that he's done being called a bitch. Yeah, I'm sorry, and you thought this was going to be something that's terrified people? You beat up an unconscious man. And now, here's the problem that he better turn himself in. Like, Raj, swear to God, turn yourself in. Because now you're going to have two sets of fan bases on your ass. That's not the best thing in the world. And I'm not even talking about the fan base. I'm talking about the base of wrestling fans as well as ex-military. Because both those protect their own. Yeah, not even the wrestlers. The ex-military is what... Well, there is one wrestler that should scare him. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Brock! Yeah, go. Candy Graham from Mongo. It's what? Oh yeah. Candy Graham from Mongo. Me Mongo. Sign please. But no, like I said, like you said, he's awake. He's moving. That is the best news that you can have. I don't think Stu wants to see you at all. Because you want to pay him off. Allegedly, you want to pay him off. Oh, he's gonna do that, but I'm just saying we don't know if he's gonna pay him off. That's why I'm saying allegedly. Apparently his kid tried to do that and it didn't work out so well. And here's the other thing. This is the other thing that no one wants to talk about. Who wants to book him now? Raj has just turned himself into a sideshow attraction that now you're only going to put him in there against guys that are 2 times the size of him to watch him get his ass kicked. He is now the Jake Paul of MMA. What is the octagon in the shower? And yeah. Jesus! It's like the scene from Red State. Off the record, it's the like size of the Pringles can. Oh God. Hello, Christian. Uh. Oh, all right. So, um, It's he hasn't gone to jail, or he hasn't been turned in yet. But the guy that he attempted to kill is moving around now. So. uh. Oh, okay. Yep, I know the scene. Put the fear of God in him. So, all right. Yeah. So, all right. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can find this, cause let's see if they have the updated season window awards. Here we go. All right. So they do not have an AL MVP up right now. They only have the NL, and it's Shohei Ohtani by a runaway. I still think he's. It's funny because he's not having the best season. But. Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. I got DraftKings. I got DraftKings AL MVP. It is a two-person race for the most part. Because after that, it's 150 to 1 for Tarek Skubal. It's Judge at minus 130 and Cal Raleigh plus 100 at even money. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. The Braves. Well, I mean, this is only his fifth year. Who? Okay, and we've had this argument too. Who watches the West Coast games? The media doesn't, you know as well as I do, the media does not promote the West Coast at all unless you live on the West Coast. So, I don't think he'll average 50, but I mean, hell, even throughout his entire years, this is what he's had. I'm not counting 21. That's not his rookie year is bullshit. It's 2022. 2021 he only played in 47 games. So his rookie year, 27 home runs. The next year it goes 27, 30, 34, and he's at 50 right now. He's an average, probably consistently, probably be a 40 home run hitter. And that's normal for a power hitting catcher. The difference is he does not put the ball in play. He is a home run or bust player. Yeah. I mean, right now he's a career average 2.25, 224 batting average, and on base of 310, and a slugging of 478. He's a power hitter. He's no Tony Gwynn. He's no Pudge. Hell, Pudge wasn't even Pudge. There's no one gonna be like Pudge. You're wrong, good sir. I object. Go ahead. You brought it up on yourself. Go, go, go. Go. No, but no. The thing is it's just it's a breakout year. It's a 50 home run year. We're still 30 games left pretty much left in the season. Yeah, as of today. But if Cal Raleigh pretty much would be the reason this team makes the playoffs. And if it is, I think he would win the MVP. Even though Judge right now is the leader, I think Judge is not the most important thing. Is not the most important player on the Yankees. Because even though Judge hits home runs, he's hitting 41 this year. How many times did the Yankees put up 9 home run games? Yeah, you might be right about that. No. The 3, I know you're right. 2, I think, I'm not sure. But I don't think in the league, I don't think he's the most valuable. Well, no. Wait, hold on. And it has nothing to do with while he plays. It has everything to do with the fact that Cal Raleigh has not been injured, but Judge has. Fucking Dodgers. Fucking Dodgers. Fucking spending all that money on Shohei. They can't fix a fucking dent in a wall. But I think, like, everyone's like, oh, Judge. Cal Raleigh is leading the league in home runs, and I believe he's also leading the league in RBIs this year. I think Judge has, he's leading the league in 50 home runs, 107 ribbies, while Judge has 41 and 95. Judge has more walks. Judge has a better batting average. But I don't think that I believe that Cal Raleigh is having a better overall year, especially if he's the reason that they can catch the Astros and make it to the playoffs, because they're two games out. And who knows? We still have 30 games. What if Cal Raleigh 29? Yeah, I know. What if Cal Raleigh gets to 60 plus home runs? And it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question that he can't get to 60 or 62 home runs. So that's what I mean. And I even think right now, as much as Judge is the leader, I think Cal is still the better player between the two, because Judge has been hurt. And I think a lot of people and voters are going to vote for Judge, though, because of, I hate saying it, because of the Yankees and East Coast bias. I think that's a big issue. Like Shohei Ohtani right now is the leader when it comes to the NL. He's not having the best year. Hell, the Dodgers are only 2 games from the division. San Diego is on their tail. If San Diego catches them, how can you really say Shohei is the MVP? You can't even say Schwarber's the MVP. It's kind of hard to even say who the MVP is. Oh, by the way, this just in: the Colorado Rockies have been eliminated from playoff contention. That was when the first pitch happened. Exactly. Ryan, what's your opinion on this? On the Cal Raleigh Aaron Judge. Yeah, no, I was just wanted your opinion. But well, you're dealing without a catcher for the next 5 games. No, because that was 2 days ago. But fuck you too. You know, you're a little bitch. You couldn't even get a woman if you had $100 out of your zipper. You're my new best friend. Can we go to the zoo? Uh. What the So Akron just got a turnover. Instead of a turnover pencil, they now have a turnover tire. What the fuck? Seriously, what the fuck? The pencil at least was funny. A tire? What the fuck is Akron gonna do with tires? Alright. Alright, so let's move over into college football. One bit of news that just dropped yesterday. Fenway Park is getting a college football game this year. Besides the bowl game, Harvard versus Yale will be played at Fenway next year. Listen, it's the second oldest rivalry game in the history of college football. So, I'm kind of fine with that. Let's have some fucking fun with that, because that's gonna be a good. It's always fun to watch that shit. Oh, other news. College football. Dion is asking for people to is asking for players to be paid if they reach the college football playoff. Recaps of certain games. We have already had our first upset of the year. Christian, Boise State got their ass whooped. 34-7. Rutgers beats Ohio 31-34. Nobody gives a shit. Missouri. No, they don't adjust until all the games are played. So I'll see it tomorrow. Because I think the Dodgers play tonight. No, Dodgers, they're not playing tonight. They play tomorrow. In Arizona. And fuck you, Blake Snell. Oh, you know how I really feel about that piece of shit. We've been over this. But, alright, so, yeah, if week 1 is started in the books, week 0 happened, and boy, was that interesting. Some of the sloppiest fucking football I've ever seen. Christian, what did you think about that? Yeah, I mean, and the under hit by a half a point, so very happy about that. UNLV looks like they're going to be in a lot of trouble unless Idaho State is that real of a team. UNLV barely gets away with that. Kansas destroyed Fresno. I mean, that defense is for real. EJ Warner couldn't fucking pass at all. Couldn't pass at all in that thing. Sam Houston got embarrassed by Western Kentucky. And probably game of the week was that game of that week was Hawaii-Stanford because of how bad Stanford is. You lost to a guy with a broken foot and a kicker that taught himself how to kick on YouTube. Yeah. That should be really embarrassing. But we'll get to Hawaii later, because God forbid. Alright, send me your picks in... What, on text? I never... Oh, on my phone. Well, you could have sent it in the group. Being lazy. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you heard me. Hey, you also have to send me who you're going to freaking take. So I can mark it down. But, alright. Time to start week 1. So we're doing something kind of what we used to do, but at the same time, back to an old way of doing it. We're taking the top 10 games off of ESPN's Pick'ems and then sprinkling in any games that have piqued interest with our normal Rutgers, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, Temple, and Hawaii. All right, because the game happened first, we all agreed that we were taking Rutgers. So that's a win. Rutgers did not cover. And the over-under was 47. The over hit on that game, I believe. But, all right, well, with that said, though, let's start off with... You know what? Screw it. We'll start off with the marquee game. Because it's the last game that Corso will be putting headgear for on. Go to Columbus, Ohio. The Texas Longhorns going into the Horseshoe to take on the reigning and defending college football champs, the Ohio State Suckeyes. This opened at a 3-point favorite for Ohio State. It is now down to 1.5, so it is pretty much a coin flip. It is a over/under of 47.5. Christian, you're not giving a pick, but what do you got? He is. Oh God, Chip Kelly is not at Ohio State anymore. He's a Bruin. UCLA. No, sorry, I'm wrong. He's a Raider. I think the fact that Chip Kelly is not at Ohio State is a huge deal that no one's really talking about. You have a quarterback that's there that is not really too familiar with what's going on. Like, he's a brand new quarterback, rookie quarterback for the most part. Arch Manning, even though he's been there a year, at least still has some kind of like bearing of what's going on, and he's played bigger games, but now it's his offense to run. We get to see if Arch Manning is what Arch Manning is, and going into OSU, I think this game is in the bag for Texas, but my worry is that Texas, Stark cannot get cute. But my pick is I am taking Texas. I think the under, though, is going to be the big thing. I think this game is more like a 10-7 game. I think it's 17 or 17-10. I think this game, the over-under is 47. I like this game all the way down to 45. After that, don't even fucking bother with it. I have a feeling, though, by kickoff, this game is either going to be pick or Texas is going to be favored. So, yeah. John, you back? Okay. No, that's fine. Yep. All right. Tennessee. Coes. Was this is neutral field or is this in Rocky Top? Oh, this is in. I think this is in Atlanta. And by the way, talk about putting this game in a. Where the hell are you think? Yes, it is in the Georgia Dome. Sorry, Mercedes-Benz Dome. It's in Atlanta. The Syracuse Orange taking on the Tennessee Volunteers opens at 12.5 for Tennessee. It is closed for a 14-point Tennessee. This game is going to be very interesting because we know nothing about either side. Tennessee's got a new quarterback. Tennessee comes in with pretty much a brand new offense. And after they made that trade with UCLA for Nico, there's a lot more to think about. With that being said, on Cuse's side, can they establish what they did last year? They started the groundwork. Syracuse is starting to build and build. I really would love to see Syracuse come in and punch Tennessee in the mouth. I think Tennessee, with all the stuff that they've lost, is going to stay there. I think 14 points is too much. I think Syracuse might win this outright. Give me Cuse. Any reason or just... Okay. Yeah, I agree. All right, next game, laughable game. Marshall takes on UGA, takes on UGA. UGA opened at 38.5 with a total of 55.5 for the over-under. It stayed pretty much the same. It's 39. The spread is now 39 for UGA and 55.5 for the over-under. Before anyone thinks this team for Marshall has a chance, remember this. Marshall fired their head coach. And Marshall is now over with Southern Mississippi. Marshall is a brand new team with a brand new coach, brand new offense, brand new this. They are going to get fucking rolled by UGA. And they cover. This game's going to be 60-0 by half. UGA rolls. Yeah. Like, I don't like using your term with this one, but this is a true don't nobody care. Like, this is... No, no. Here's the thing. Yeah, no. Yeah, don't nobody care. Yeah. Don't nobody care. Listen, I'd rather watch Eastern Michigan than watch this shit. And you know why. Hey, he got put in college football. All right, next game on the list. Alabama is going to Doak. The fact that this game is in FSU is freaking crazy. To take on Florida State. This should have been in Atlanta. Yeah. Well, New Orleans is Notre Dame? That's at Hard Rock. It's Virginia Tech. Oh no, I'm wrong. That's actually in Georgia. They don't have a game in New Orleans this year? Yeah. But anyway, no. Alabama versus Florida State. It's in Doak. The game is going to be freaking batshit crazy. In reality, this game, they don't. Bama opened at 11.5 point favorite. Now it is at 14.5. I believe it's going to close around that 14. So by then, the thing is I wonder if Bama is even going to fully show up, because if FSU shows up like they did last year, it's going to be an ugly game because FSU went 2-10 last year. Florida State needs to do something if they want to even be recognized as something good. But Bama right now has a lot of questions. I would not take... I think Bama does not cover the 14. I don't trust that. The first half is Bama -7. I like the fact that they might be up. I think this game could be if this ends at 14.5, Bama could get backdoored on this bet. Florida State, yeah. Yeah, I personally, like I said, I like Bama overall, but I don't think Bama covers this game. I think Bama gets backdoored. I like the 7 in the first half, though. Like, I think the first half they're going to come out, because the one thing that Bama does a lot is they don't keep their foot on people's throats. So 14.5 might be it's going to be an interesting number. This game could easily be a 14-point win. All right, next, Coastal Carolina, the shot that clears. Surprisingly, this was on ESPN. Figure that one out. Versus Virginia. UVA opened at a 12.5 point favorite. UVA is a 12-point favorite with an over-under 58.5. Here is the problem. Not wrong team favored. This game, though, is not telling you the whole story. Virginia is coming into this game injured. They've from what I've read, they've lost their running backs. Their quarterback has been banged up, and their defensive line has been banged up. This is what's going to be very interesting about this game, is to see what happens and where it happens. But with that being said, with the shots being healthy, I think they might outright win this. Give me the shot and clears in a big upset. And so I'm going to give you one that was not on our list that I really like. That is a huge upset. Southern Miss over Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a 13.5 point favorite. Southern Miss is going to run the ball down their throats. Now I say this because this is the Marshall team that won the Sun Belt last year. The coach went to Southern Miss, and everybody went up, hit the transfer portal, and went to Southern Miss. Mississippi State is not going to be ready for this team. And also, Mississippi State is going to win like 2 games this year. They're going to be terrible. All right. Next on the list, LSU versus Clemson. Clemson opened at a 2.5-point favorite. And Clemson now is at a 3.5-point favorite. Point spread total went up a point to 57.5. Christian, you are doing your thing. What do you got for it? It just means more. So here, and to add on to that, and I'll give my pick after. So Clemson with Klubnik, the issue is going to be is can he rise to the occasion? That is the biggest issue. He did great in the playoff game, but was that a one-time thing, or is that something you're going to see over and over again? I don't think so. I think Nuss is going to be used to it because of all the play that he has. I'm taking LSU. Their defense. Oh, I mean, they're freaking. If LSU was doing anything, they were high flying. Right. No, I fully agree with that. All right, next game. Utah versus UCLA. Speaking of the trade of UCLA, Nico is in this, but is a 3-point dog, or opened at a 3-point favorite for Utah at 48.5, and Utah's now up to a 6-point favorite at 51 is the over-under. Nico ain't going to do shit for UCLA. UCLA loses their entire line, got a brand new line in there, as well as a new set of tight ends that could save Nico. No, Utah coming in, we don't have to worry about is Cam Badmoon Rising going to be there? He's retired. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Utah is going to fucking roll. And on top of that, may not be that anymore. Maybe Big 12 versus Big 10. Bullshit. This is Pac-12 After Dark. Give me the Utes. Yeah, no, it's exactly it. Why was this game put on there? I don't know. This is a laugher. Colorado State versus Washington. Washington, as of this podcast, is a 21.5 point favorite. It opened at 18.5, so there's a little money was coming in on Washington. The over-under is 53. Yeah, listen. Colorado State ain't going to be good this year. They're going to lose by, I think, they keep it within 3 touchdowns? Maybe. Washington's going to win this game. I would be shocked if Colorado State comes close. Yeah. Wow, this Utah State game just became a shootout all of a sudden in the last quarter. It was 17-10. Now it's 17-34 Delaware. Jesus. I mean, this is the first year in Conference USA for them. And it's a rivalry game on top of that. All right. Now we go to Sunday. Sunday night. Virginia Tech takes on South Carolina. South Carolina opened at a 10-point favorite. Is now down to a 7.5-point favorite, but the total went from 45.5 to 52.5. I personally do not like Virginia Tech this year. I think they are thinking way too much about home openers. I think they are going to be in a shock for their life because this game, I can see Virginia Tech starting 0-2. Because if they are not going to come out of this game unscathed, and they got Diego Pavia waiting for them in Blacksburg after this. South Carolina is going to show why they should have been in the playoffs last year. And Virginia Tech, as much as their talent was, we all thought they were a good team last year, and they shit the bed. Guess what? Time to make a cleanup, because South Carolina going to roll. Give me the Gamecocks. Yep. Yeah, I mean that was a big win. And then we go to the no. Then we go to the next game, and you're previewing this one. Convicts versus Catholics. Notre Dame versus Miami. Pretty much stayed the same. Notre Dame is a 2.5-point favorite, same as the open. But the total's gone down to 49.5. So to add on to that, I like Notre Dame in this game because the one thing that they have that Miami does not is a better running game. Now, what's going to be interesting about that is you're getting rain in the forecast. There's apparently rain in Miami on Sunday. But the kicker that no one's talking about is there is a FCS game, or FBS game, sorry, being played the night before. So you're going to get a chunky Hard Rock field. Favors any team that's going to be running. And with that being said, I mean, if Notre Dame, it's not going to, the passing game, you're going to have to rely on who has the better running team. And I think Notre Dame right now has a better running team. Give me the Irish. Yeah. All right. Next on the list, we don't have to talk about the Rutgers game. That game is officially over. Rutgers won, and Rutgers did not cover, and the over hit. Congratulations on the ticket made to the window. Good for you. Next game, and this is a laugher right here. Nevada goes into Beaver Stadium to take on Penn State. Penn State opened at 43.5, and over-under, the total was 60.5. It is now at 44-point spread, and the total went down to 56.5. Listen, we all understand that Penn State's going to roll. Is this spread a little too much? We know Franklin likes to know what the spread is. Do they cover this? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, they're the second favorite overall. Yeah. Oh yeah. Penn State obviously wins. But the question is because like I said, Franklin knows what the spread is going in. Does he try to cover this spread? Because this spread is a little bit ridiculous. I would rather go with the over-under, because I think Nevada can at least score 14 points in this. And then the question is, can Penn State cover? Penn State will cover the rest. All right, next, another laugher. New Mexico takes on Michigan. 34.5 point spread. The total goes down to 49. Does Michigan cover this game? No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think Michigan wins, but Michigan is also running a brand new team out there with a new quarterback after Alex Orji decided to leave to go to Nevada. No, not Nevada, sorry. He's in, Nevada, UCLA. Not UCLA, fuck. UNLV. God damn it. Michigan wins, but Michigan does not cover this game. Oh, God. You ready for a trash game? Temple taking on UMass. UMass opened up the spread at a 1.5 point favorite, total at 52.5. Now, Temple flipped. It is now a 2 point favorite, and the over-under went down to 47.5. This game is a hold your nose and take a deep dive because God forbid you don't want to eat the. Praying to God this game could end in a tie. Give me Temple. It's home. That's the only reason. UMass. No. God damn it. No. This game is just a hold your fucking nose. And finally, this game could have been something interesting. Now it's fucking terrifying. Hawaii. Going to the island, boys. We're going away from the island. We're going to Tempe. Because they're flying out to Arizona. Arizona is a 10.5 point favorite. Now, they are a 17.5 point favorite with a total of 52. Again, I said this at the beginning of the show. The quarterback from Hawaii has a fractured foot. He is still planning on suiting up and playing. I don't know how. Bear down Arizona by a lot. Yeah, they cover this and then some. What are you taking? Yeah, well, the guy's got a broken foot, so you're definitely taking Arizona. Yeah, I was gonna say your guy's got a broken foot. That's like not even questioning. All right, let's wrap up the NFL talk today with diving into the North. And Christian, we have we talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show. The big news out of the NFL. Micah Parsons traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. So they gave up the D tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. But you just gained the best run, probably the best run stopper in the game now. In his prime. The one thing that's terrifying about Micah Parsons is he can beat you in a variety of ways. He can put his hand in the dirt and beat you off the rush, or he can drop back and cover. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Yeah. I can totally see that. John, what is your thoughts on that? Because I know you haven't really been paying attention much. Oh no, I was gonna say just the fact that listen, me when we did the East, I flat out said that the Cowboys have a chance if everyone is healthy to get to the playoffs. Now them trading Parsons, that has gone away. That is making it very likely that Philly is going to repeat as East champions for the first. We're going to get a repeat champion for the first time in what, 12 years? All right, I got you. No, John, is it an organization? Finish what you were going to say. Yes and yes. It's going to be the best that's been ever made for Green Bay because Green Bay has done something that no one thought was going to be possible. But the fact that they didn't want to pay one of the best best defensive players out there, it's going to go as one of the dumbest trades for the Cowboys. Because let's face it, Micah Parsons is a one in a generational talent. So is the one thing that we don't know is when these trades happen, are these trades going to equal what Parsons was? And the answer is most likely no. But right now, if you're going to say is Green Bay has a chance to win the Super Bowl now with him being there. Yes. He's now this is going to sound blasphemous, but he is a modern day Reggie White. But so not when it comes to when I say that as in like when it comes to how he plays, he is more that like he can put his hand in the ground and when he does he can just blow right by you. But like how Reggie would freaking swat you away and he would go right by you. Parsons though the difference is he can all right I'm gonna do this and then turn around and be like nope I'm just going to drop back and make sure that you don't get any of these passes. So yeah I mean the fact that he got there Christian's right. It is now he is now the biggest reason for us get the Green Bay Packers having a chance to win the division and win not just the division, wins the Super Bowl, or at least makes it to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's a bigger deal. Like the um one of them definitely is gonna be when it comes to if we're gonna do football, like Jamal Adams to the Seahawks was a big one because no one really saw that coming. Odell Beckham Jr. to um, oh god, to not Cleveland. Uh, no, yeah. Hey Christian, maybe you remember. Who did OBJ get traded to? Was it Cleveland from the Giants? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then he won a chip, and he got a ring. No. Yeah. Yep. No. What we were talking. John was asking, is this the one of the biggest trades in NFL history? Yes. Yep. The Packers. Yep. That made Sunday Night Football a whole lot more entertaining. Two. Well, I think the player helped. I'm gonna say I put him. I put him up there with Reggie. Yeah. Yeah. You're 1,000% correct. But all right, shall we get these picks done for the NFC or for the AFC and NFC North? All right. Well, first things first, we start off in the NFC. Detroit is actually your favorite to win this division as of right now. Odds have not changed yet. I think that's completely wrong. Their over-under is 10.5. They are plus 175 to win the division and 12-1 to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, with that Micah Parsons news, I think they actually win 10 games. I think they go under and win 10. Well, we're talking about Detroit. Yep. Right. John, do you have any guess for that, or you just want us to keep going? Okay. Okay. All right. Green Bay. 10.5. They're over under. Their division is almost 2-1, and they're 16-1 to win the Super Bowl. They will be changing soon. I guarantee it. If you like Green Bay, get them now, because I guarantee you this is probably going to go to 150 for the division and probably 14-1 for the Super Bowl. Give me the over. Right. Yep. Next game in the North, Minnesota. 8.5 is their over/under. They're 350 to win the division, 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. You got a rookie quarterback. Enough said. I think this team will go over. I think they'll win 9. But it's gonna be tough. JJ is gonna be getting live bullets now, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. Addison. Yep. 8.5. And then Chicago, 8.5 also. Boy, why is everyone saying Chicago is going to make the playoffs this year? Because I don't see it. Because, oh, well, Caleb is going to take the next step. He's going to take the next step. To what? Retirement? Caleb is not a good quarterback. He proved it in USC that he is not a good quarterback. And I'm sorry, if anyone wants to say why, Go back and watch. Go and watch his US when he was at USC. Go watch his first game against San Jose State, where he follows too much with his eyes. He is not a good quarterback. He is good because he can move on the ground and he can run and break unbroken plays. Guess what? Chicago doesn't have a good line, so he can do that. Chicago wins 6 games hard under. And next, for the AFC, we'll go to Baltimore. 11.5 is their over-under. They're minus 170 to win the AFC North. And they're one of the co-favorites. They're 7-1 to win the division, to win the Super Bowl. I think this, honest to God, I think this team might be one of the best in the NFL. I think this is a 13-win team. I really think this team has a chance to do something there. But the question is can Lamar prove it in bigger pictures? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Next on here will be Cincinnati. 10.5 is their over/under. 285 to win the division and 20-1 to win the Super Bowl. The offense is great, but what defense does Cincinnati have? Yeah, the problem is they don't get off to a better. They don't ever get off to a good start. Yeah. Yeah, I have them winning 9. All right, next, Pittsburgh, the Steelers. Like always, 8.5 is the over/under. Shocking. It's do they finish five? Do they finish over 500? Is pretty much what they're asking. 5-1 and 40-1 to win the Super Bowl. I agree. I think they'll win 9 at least, so that's an easy one. I think obviously I'm going to take the over with that, but the big question is going to be, can which Rodgers are you going to get? No, he wasn't bad, but the big issue is going to be, are you going to get Aaron Rodgers of last year, or are you going to get MVP Rodgers? Because a lot of people coming in and have been screaming that they think they're going to get MVP Rodgers. I'm sitting here to tell you that that is a mistake. Don't go into that thinking that. Now, if you can get Rodgers being Rodgers and having just a normal being what he is, guess what? You're going to go in there and you're going to win 9 to maybe 10 games and squeak into the playoffs. Not really a bad situation when, I mean, that's half what the fucking team has anyway. But finally, the Cleveland Browns are 5.5 is their over/under, 35-1 to win the division, and 300-1. This team is going to be sneaky. Now, don't get me wrong; they ain't winning. They ain't going to be competing for the division. You can get that out in the Super Bowl. Ha ha! Very funny, motherfuckers. But where shit gets interesting with this is the 5.5. How many wins do you see the Cleveland Browns getting with either Shador or what's his name? The other quarterback they got from the Oregon quarterback, Gabriel. How many wins do you see that? I could see them sneaking with 6 wins. You think that Cleveland's a mess, but at the same time, you still have one of the greatest fucking defensive players. And you're telling me, Miles, but here's the thing. You're telling me Myles Garrett can't get 3 games, can't hold a team to get 3 wins on their own, and you're telling me Shador and Gabriel can't sneak away to get 3 games? Well, I want to see something. Okay, they have. Let me see what games they. Patriots. They're not gonna beat the Jets. They could beat the Dolphins. They could beat the Patriots. They could beat the Raiders. They can beat the Titans and the Bears. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That I got 5 wins right there that are possible, and they might be able to sneak 1 in against Pittsburgh or Cincinnati, because they always seem to play them fucking hard. And by then, they play Cincinnati last game of the year. What if Cincinnati has it locked up, or they're just already 3 sheets to the wind? That could be the 6th game. But we'll see when we have it, when we get closer and closer to that situation. But I believe that is all that we got to talk about. We made our picks. We made everything. We got NFL in the books. NFL starts in 2 weeks. Or, 2 weeks, technically. If Sunday, it's a week. 10 days. Is there any other topics we want to talk about? Nope. All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to our show. If you like what you heard, please follow us on all social media accounts under the Nerd Report Network. Follow us individually on Twitter at FNRonnie. Yep. And and follow Ryan on Twitter at StuntcockSTL. Join us back here every Wednesday as we still dive deep into the good, the bad, and what the fuck was that in the wide world of sports and sports betting. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends if you enjoyed us. If you didn't enjoy us, there you go. You can know yourself out, find a way out of here. Tell your enemies, but until then, always remind them three different things. Sorry. 1, a hamburger open face is technically considered a melt. And 2, there is always Bobby Bonilla be getting paid. And 3, there is always a teachable moment. And hell, if you don't believe us, I'm sorry. That's just a fact of life.